Ask and you shall receive. What's up, guys? I know, it's weird. Today's supposed to be Brother Host Day, but instead, here I am. So Brother Host is currently at his release party for a book of poetry that he created himself. It's called Letters to Unity, and I actually did the art for this cover. I'm gonna put the link so that you can go check out the book somewhere on this page. So I'll be talking today about Star Wars stuff that I love to talk about. Specifically, because I always want to talk about her. I want to talk about Ahsoka. So let's go. Something that came to my attention during Star Wars Celebration was the fact that of all of the Jedi and of all of like the Padawans and everybody who was like growing up before and around the age of the war, Ahsoka had the most unorthodox training. Because if you think about it, prior to the war happening, it was one master, one apprentice. They would go out amongst the galaxy and do things to make the galaxy a more safe place. Because they were initially peacekeepers, so they would go out, travel, and keep peace. And then the war started, and suddenly their job description changed from peacekeepers to soldiers. And then the whole concept of how to train Padawans on the fly, who gets what Padawan, where do they go, who do they train with, completely changed. I stated this before, but Ahsoka has more than one master. She has 3, in my opinion. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Master Plo. They all raised her, but then more than that, way before she was ready to be on her own, she was taking solo missions because she had to. Jedi were stretched thin across the entirety of the inner rim of the galaxy. Clones were everywhere, war, droids, Palps and Dooku doing their thing. So Ahsoka was out leading men and battalions and squadrons without a master in front of her. But then there were other times where she was out on missions with masters that weren't her. Notably Master Plo, Obi-Wan, or like Luminara even. And all of that changed her understanding of what it meant to be a Jedi. And while ultimately that was better for her because she got to actually understand what the Jedi are actually about, for the rest of the other Padawans and learners that we didn't see, I don't even know. Because they were meant to be one-on-one, directly learning from their superior, their gifts and everything that they needed to be proper Jedi in the galaxy. And that was the old way. But the new way affected everything. And that new way is also probably part of the reason why the Jedi ultimately lost. They were prioritizing war and being soldiers over actually training the future of the Jedi. And, you know, the Jedi are no longer, so their future doesn't really matter. But I think that that's really interesting to think about. Like, she was trained by multiple people, and she was a soldier, but she was a captain, and she was leading people, all while still trying to understand what her connection to the Force even was. And she's better because of it, but the rest of them probably aren't because, you know. But this is some of the things that I think about. Like, Ahsoka really had kind of the short end of the stick. I mean, she lived, but thank you for coming to my TED Talk.